Hi everyone, welcome back again to my channel. This time we're gonna continue to part 7, which is the left console. This is a much simpler build, although it's quite important, but the side console or the left side console, because the right side is not built, consisted of several parts, which is of course the joystick pedestal, and then also the tiller, and I built several actually cabinet behind it just to store my documents or my headphones and put a lot of stuff on top of it. Anyway, so let's take a look into the build, or let's pull out the SketchUp first so we can see the general design of it. So here we are. This is the left console. It's very simple. Actually, it's not like this. It's actually built two parts, so it's something like this. Like it was separated into two parts: the top part and the bottom part. The bottom, basically, it is a hollow cabinet. So behind it is simply like this. It's something like this. But the top part is actually built into two parts: the top part and the bottom part. But it's something like this, so it's open. So if you want to access for maintenance, it's easier. Only the joystick, I create a box here, where I can put the joystick below. Yeah, so the only protruding the controller is actually below, and then the protruding part is the joystick only, the handle. The tiller, I create my own DIY tiller, but I think I won't show you because I haven't really got a photo, and I don't want to. Unfortunately, I didn't make a photo during the build, so I'm kind of lost the picture of the DIY tiller, and I don't want to dismantle it again and take photo because it's just cumbersome to open it. So unfortunately I don't have the photo of the build of the tiller, but I'll show you some of the tiller, some of the photo about the tiller, but not the constructions. Okay. The top part is actually covered with fox leather, similar to the other part, which is kind of blue gray, kind of fox leather. It's very difficult to find, as mentioned. Finally, I found the one that's quite similar with the original A320. The bottom part is painted with also blue-gray A320 cockpit color. Okay, it's not accurate, but yeah, it's similar to the other part of the cockpit. I just painted, so it's finished. It's being put some putty because this is MDF. It's all of this cabinet is using MDF. So the painted one has to be covered with some putty, or base paint, at least a thick base paint. So then you kind of make it smooth, and then you paint it. Okay, that's the build. So very simple. So let's take a look at the video. See which video. So basically, this is the finished product. So you can see the left console consisted of the speaker. The speaker is actually active, connected to the amplifier, and connected to the comm. So it's announcing like communications, and those are the joystick pedestal here. I put a stream deck here just to control my PC for recording. So this is the tiller. I created acrylics. I didn't. I'll show you later on the tiller. Basically, let's go back. So that is several part of it. So this is the photo of the build. Some of it I managed to take photo, but not in detail. So as you can see here, this is the finished 3D printed parts of the tiller. Actually, I cannot share the tiller because I bought it. So there's some, and of course copyright for this one. So I cannot give you for free. You have to buy it to the original. You can search in the 3D models. You can download it and print it yourself if you want to. This is not mine, so I didn't design it, so I just buy and print it. Okay, but I mod some of the how do you call it, the mounting switch. So I put a SPDT switch here, and then I put a resin 3D printed resin cap here for the tiller, detaching or attaching the tiller. Okay, disconnect or connecting the tiller mechanism to the rudder, so you can disconnect the tiller here using this SPDT switch. It actually, now the mechanisms below I didn't take photo as mentioned. It's quite complex, so I do share the acrylics cutout. It's using acrylic actually, the mechanism, but there are a potentiometer definitely, but there are some shaft, a 3D printed shaft. I also share it actually in the files, if I'm not mistaken, but that shaft is connected to a spring. There's a two spring from each two side of spring, one side here and one pulling from one side to the other, and when I turn it, the other spring will counteract the rotations, and it will center back into the center position. Now it is not perfect. The spring is a bit loud, so it's kind of like creaking sound when it's rotating. I need to put some, how do you call it, grease in it, I think. But yeah, it's been installed, so it's quite difficult to reach. So yeah, the mechanics of this tiller is a bit simple, just potentiometer, but with the spring loaded shaft. So if you pull to the other side, the spring are being twisted, and it will try to center it back. Okay. Then the bottom part using acrylics. I forgot where I do get it, or I create myself. I forgot, but if I create it myself, I will share the Coreldraw already in the file. So yeah, that is the marking. It's just a 3mm circle cut out from laser cut, and then painted, and then engraved. That's it. And once you install it, I cannot pull it out, because if I pull it out, I destroy it. So it's a one way to go kind of installation. Unfortunately, it's not perfect, but yeah, I just don't dare to open it up again and then install it again. I'm sorry, guys. This is the painted one, so it's glossy black. So it's been a lot of putty involved here, putting a lot of putty, sanding, and then base paint, and then black, glossy black, and then clear coat several times, so it's really smooth, shiny kind of finish. Okay, and this is the MDF for the left console. This is the cutout for the joystick. I'm using a Windwing A320. I'll show you that later on. But I think it's discontinued. Unfortunately, I don't know if they make it or not. They make it again or not. This one is the MDF, the top panels, not yet covered with the Fox leather, something like that. This one is already covered with Fox leather, the top part, and the bottom part has not been painted yet, so it can be detached. I screw the top part from behind, so you won't see the screw from this side, from the front side, and I attach the base into the bottom part of this cabinet to the base using a L bracket inside, so mostly inside, so in the outside it's quite clean. I'll show you the joystick later on in another photo for better picture. So this one is much clearer, so you can see here already installed. I'm trying to measure and then try to align the left console for a while. This one has been just attached, not yet fully installed, so I haven't really fully installed this tiller, but I'm just trying to measure up and then trying to test fit the whole build. Now, as you can see, the rubber boot here, this is a replica rubber boot. It's quite expensive actually. I bought it from Italy, from FSC. Show you the website later on. The boot, I think you have to bought it in pair. You cannot just bought half. So I have another one laying around because the right side, the FO side is not built. So this is only the captain side. So if you go back again to this, by the way, I put another MDF here. Actually, I tried to kind of angle it a bit. So what happened is that this one will put the joystick tilted to the right. Okay, a bit. If you can see here, where is it? The joystick is a bit tilted to the right side toward you because of there's some kind of so trying to imitate the positions of the real joystick. So it's not flat. It's a bit tilted and angled away from you. So the hand is not awkward in when it's holding the joystick. Unfortunately, when I built this, I moved the measurement forward because the problem is you test fit with the certain seat position, but when it's done, it's kind of too much way forward. So unfortunately, once you set it, you cannot make it backward. So yeah, the only defect that I think is not perfect in this build of the left console is the position of the joystick is too way forward. It should be somewhere around here, like 5 centimeters moving backward here, so your hand will reach the joystick much more natural. This one is a bit stretched to forward when you try to handle the joystick, but hey, unfortunately it's done. 5 centimeters is probably not much, but yeah, comfort wise actually it matters. Anyway, just try to be careful when you test with this one if you build yourself. So going back here, this is already put. This is already a finish. So you see the pedestal disconnect connect button already finished. The plate already installed. So it's kind of angled a bit, and then I put several light LED strip. I'll show you where it is, and there's also here down below for the food area. The speaker is, as mentioned, is working. This one of course not, the AC blower. I put some tablet holder here to put my kind of multifunction tablet. This is the flashlight if I want to do something which is similar with the original, but it's not really looks real. This one is for the clip, the belt clip that I screwed into this pedestal. So this is the belt clip for the flashlight, but I screw it into the cabinet. So I clip the flashlight here, so I can try to look around if in the dark, but never use it anyway. I put a stream deck here to control my recording PC from here, so I can kind of stop the video or whatever if I want to. What else? Yeah, so this is the I'll talk about the seat later on the part next part. So it's kind of interesting DIY seat. So it's a bit angled, as you can see, angled toward you, slightly angled. I don't know how many degree, but I just kind of eyeballing a bit. This one is supposed to be 5 centimeters to the rear and too much way forward, as I mentioned. So this one is the strip LED that I mentioned to you. So it's, if you look, but it's quite diffuse if you look from, because if you don't look straight. Oh, by the way, I'm using, I think it's 120 LEDs per meter. So it's quite dense. You don't use the sparse one. So it's quite high wattage and quite a dense LED. What else? Okay, so that is that. Oh yeah, this is the light. The light for the food area. This is, you can see there's a aluminum plate below. I'm just trying to imitate so you don't scratch the floor. So this one is for your shoes or feet. I'll talk about this. I can talk about this later on. Well, I will talk about this later on because I think it's quite simple. But I will talk to in the part 9. I forgot for the other part, including this area. This one is very, very nice. Okay, so if you can see from the rear, that is the console, the left pedestal of the joystick. Moving back, there's several area. This one is the cabinet. You can open this, flip it up. There's several. No, there's nothing here. I'm supposed to be putting some power inside here, so to conceal the power switch. But anyway, it's unused now. This also is a full-size drawer or cabinet. Open up, so you can open up, and then you can put some document inside. Here, there's a open down drawer cabinet. I can store my headphones here, and some remotes in the open console here. Yeah, so this is quite nice. Just try to imitate the real one, but anyway, to function as a cabinet. So you can see if I open it downward, and there's a hanger for my spare headset. Yeah, and then you can put some other things here. Okay. Yeah, this one is yeah, it's just a tall cabinet, or just open up, and then you can put some document inside if you want to, or manual what. And this one, well, on top of the left cabinet, I put a lot of audio systems. This one is the preamp for my dynamic microphone. I'm using Sennheiser headset, dynamic microphone, and then this one is the what do you call it, converter, or audio to digital converter. So basically, is the so basically this is the So basically, this one is sound card. I forgot. Is this a sound card? Basically, converting your amplified microphone into the computers. Yeah. So it's a 24-bit sound card. So it's quite nice. It's very just to put keyboard if I need one spare. Actually, there's a keyboard in the main instrument panel in front, but sometimes I just use this one because it's easier and it's cable based, so it's not. Sometimes the wireless one it's interfere with another wireless mouse or something, but this one is cable, so at least if you need to reach out to control your simulator, you can get a keyboard in this, just setting up. So that's it. So basically that's left console. So that's it. We'll continue to part 8. We're going to talk about the display. There's a lot of things to talk about on the display. If you can see in the monitors, in the view are quite nice, quite sharp, quite contrasty, and also how you pull out the FPS for this FS2020 with all 4K display, 3 4K display, and a lot of another display. Actually, there's, I think we use 8 monitors. I use 8 monitors for this build, so you can imagine it's like 8K in total. Basically. So yeah, so it's very demanding. So we'll talk about display on part 8. So that's it for left console. Sorry, before we end that, I forgot to mention about the components. So here we are. So I forgot to mention about the components before we end the video. For the joystick, I'm using the WinWing Super Libra Airbus A3XX joystick combo here. Unfortunately, it's already been end of life, so I don't think they produce anymore. So I'm not sure what is the replacement. I think could be the Orion 2 joystick series, but I think the grip is still available. It's a nice grip. It's very solid. It's not plasticky, so it's very, I think it's metal. This is a metal hand grip, but the controller, the base joystick controller are no longer produced, I guess. So they have the, what do you call it, Orion 2 or something, which might, yeah. So I think, yeah, this one is Orion 2 joystick base, so it's compatible. Super Libre, I don't think they produce anymore. So I think that's the one that I use actually. It's quite thick, this one, and you can actually what do you call it, adjust the tension, so the friction, so you can make it much more yeah, it's not very like like moving like springy, you can adjust this tension, friction, so it's look more feel more real. Okay, so this one is the joystick that I use. I actually closed this one, so I'm just not using this what do you call it, the head switch, because I think it's interfering with some of the movement of the X and Y axis. I don't know, probably that's the defect of this Libra joystick. The Orion one I think is quite good. Yeah. For the rubber, and I mentioned, I bought it from Flight Simulator Center here, FSC Italy. So it's 99 euro. You get a pair of it, and there's some dimension of it you can try to measure. So actually they use already a tilting one, so it's tilted, angled, slightly angled, so you have to be able to put some material behind it to follow the angle of this. So you can try to match the angle. You can find here the angle, yeah, here, and then the measurement. Yeah, so it's something like this. So you get a box of it, and you get a pair of it in a foam. So it's very nice, very real, looks real. I think it's made from real rubber, and this is, I think, I don't know, it's plastic bracket where you can put the rubber on top of this. Actually, you kind of like surround your this plastic by the rubber, so it's kind of like attached quite neatly. Okay, so that's the left console. So that's it. I think we will continue to part 8 to talk about the display. The display has a lot of things to talk about because it's triple 4K and few more monitors. I totally use 8 monitors in this build, so it's kind of quite demanding. So we'll talk about the display in part 8. So see you there. Bye.